on the front of the building. I've actually brought along a set of the original plans for the building from 1870, a copy of a magazine called The Builder. So this is where we just put in the back is going to be. There's just the floor's too uneven and there's too much storage and materials and things happening. So where these white pods are, that'll be where the glazing is for the pods. And then obviously this will be the elevator when it goes in. The primary entrance will be from this side of the building, which is where the original main entrance would have been. So as I mentioned when we were outside, if you could just watch your hands when you're coming up the stairs and be careful of your footing.
What year was it closed?
It was closed in 1970. So if you just watch your footing on the cables and wires, because as I say, it is a live site. You just watch your footing on these cables. Sorry, spaces, the internal spaces for the offices are not going to be this size, they're not going to be this large open plan kind of space that we've got in here. The entire exterior of this all the wood is going to be the cedar cladding, which is what's that kind of nice sweet smell. It weathers to a kind of a silvery colour, which will contrast quite nicely with the dark wood of the roof, which you'll see when we get higher up. But as I say, rather than it being lots of people working in large offices, these spaces are going to be divided up depending upon the plan of what they did a few years ago. Equally, that's the problem if you divide it up into small offices and you turned up with a larger business that have nowhere for you to work, or you'd have to work on split sites. So that's why it's pretty much on the phase one, it will just be until the demand is established, it will be kept on these large spaces. As you see here, obviously the windows will all be glazed, all the glazing on the ground floor. 1.2 by 2.6, they're all on the, in fact I can say that all glazing's about 31. This detail, actually, if you go and have a look at the windows on this side. So what we've got, I think the bar particularly it will eventually do that. It will take a lot longer than it would do if it was exposed to weather. If it was outside exposed to weather, it will weather to that silvery grey within probably 5 or 10 years. Inside, probably take 10 times that length of time. It is very thin, but what you've got inside, as you can see, for the corporation as it was then, the Ashton Corporation, to show off a bit. And they did that on space at a grand scale, second biggest municipal flats in Europe on one up. And still now an iconic building. And if we go up again to the next floor, I think we'll be up on what will be the conference suite, where you get a real good, nice look at those rafters. Yeah, all this is going to be on, this is going to be open. What you've got on the level below here is the original concourse that runs around the outside of the building. So on one side that's still going to be accessible, and then on phase 2 and you're going to be able to walk all the way around. In the short term, for phase 1, because it needs a lot of work and handrails from the original rather than a modern addition, to get those kind of repaired and back in safely is too expensive on the budget. So next go out, you've got the town entrance, the town centre wall, just on the right hand side. I think Blackburn's gone as well. It's gone a little bit less industrial than it does on that side once all the cladding and all the other works has gone in. But to give you an idea of how high we are, if you look down at this point,
just somebody tell me what it looks like.
to give you an idea of exactly how high we are, it's quite difficult. This whole area where the light is down to the church, with the wall being flat going through and up, which is why people paying in the canal and so on. Actually, for the hospital also, it was sent to the reports of the Ashton report at the time, which talks about the benefits of the grass. And it's like I was saying about the Blackburn and Rochdale thing, that it was a bit of a kind of a one-upmanship. Why then will not some of those who set an authority over us in our town bestir themselves in this matter? Are they not set to open Parliament, as it's been at the court, merely to sanction the ordinary expenditure to suggest and carry out such beneficial improvements as those at present being advocated? It was very gently reported that our esteemable man, on his taking the high office, said he should like his mayoralty to be marked by the erection of the public baths. So there's really strong public feeling about baths at the time, because none of the houses would have baths. There would have been a tin bath, you'd maybe have a bath scribe along the thoroughfares. So it would appear that after the fire brigade sort of started the parade, spent the entire day in this area for what was a very, very long stone laying ceremony. Come the evening, they thought they'd have a bit of fun, and they actually went on to race around the town. Which must have been quite a sight back in the kind of 1870s. You know, but just for it to go from such a huge, great spectacle, in terms of ownership, it will be run by a contractor. That's currently out at tender at the minute for someone with a history of facilities management of this type of heritage venue, and also someone with a background in the kind of the incubation side of the businesses and the support of the businesses that come in the space. So it's quite a specific, very specific target tender that's gone out on that. Okay, because they have the horses, they have the wagons, they were all dressed up in livery, all very grand. But that doesn't seem to have lasted for the entirety of the day, because it would seem that the fire service got a bit bored later on. The fire brigade's gone mad. But the fireman gone mad, that's an old woman. She stood in her mate's room at about 7 o'clock in the evening, watching 2 fire engines rattling past the fire.
Yeah, I'm alright.
All this.
I'm